Monkey.
Tyson Fury, in his most recent interview, loses it with the true Geordie. Now, Tyson Fury continues with his lying and gaslighting once again. I mean, in this interview, well, let's just talk about Tyson Fury's demeanor first before I talk about what he actually said. Tyson Fury looked like he was on edge for this interview. He looked like he didn't want to be there. And I suspect that Tyson Fury watched one of True Geordie's recent videos, and I think it was titled, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, it was titled something along the lines of this, and I'm obviously paraphrasing, why nobody wants to see Fury versus Chisora 3. And that would have really frustrated Tyson Fury because he's used to having these sycophants around him who constantly gas him up and blow smoke up his backside regardless of what he does. I mean, can you believe that there were people defending Tyson Fury for fighting Derek Chisora for the third time, even though he's beaten Chisora twice comfortably? I mean, absolutely incredible. These guys would go to hell and back for Tyson Fury. But yeah, one interesting thing that Tyson Fury said is he said something along the lines of, AJ is the last top guy in my era, and that Usyk is not from my era, even though Usyk is older than Tyson Fury. Now, Tyson Fury mentioned, how he was world champion, and when he was world champion, guys like Joe Joyce and Usyk, essentially they were irrelevant. But what I've been told is that 10 months after Fury was champion, Usyk actually became a champion. So that cannot be true. And Usyk and Joshua both fought in the Olympics at the same time. So they fought in the same Olympics, and Usyk is older. Usyk became champion several months after Fury won his first belts. So how is he from a different era? And on top of that, Usyk has beaten Anthony Joshua twice, the same top guy from your era. So how can Usyk not be a part of your era? Tyson Fury is just trying to insinuate that, Usyk, is a nobody and that, there's no point fighting Usyk. Constantly reiterating the same nonsense he constantly reiterates about Usyk being a middleweight and that he's not a tough fight. And he's always mentioning about Usyk being a foreigner. He really wants that domestic fight with Anthony Joshua because there's a lot of financial mileage in AJ. There's a lot more money to be made with a fight against Anthony Joshua. He just has a bizarre obsession with Anthony Joshua at this point. Why do you want to fight a fighter who's come off back-to-back losses, who's in poor form, whose confidence is shot to bits, who's had a mental breakdown, when you can fight a guy who's the actual champion? It's a simple answer. It's money. That's the reason. There's a lot more money in the AJ fight. Casuals, I don't want to say Usyk is an unknown quantity. The casuals are aware of Usyk, but let's say they're not as invested in Usyk and maybe him as a person and as a character as they are in AJ, because with AJ they've seen him, in fights with Dylan White, with Klitschko. Casuals all know who Anthony Joshua is, and obviously the hardcores. The casuals have only, let's say, become aware of Usyk probably when he beat Tony Bellew a couple of years back. So they weren't as familiar with Alexander Usyk because the cruiserweight division is not the glamour division of boxing. The glamour division is the heavyweight division, and wherever the heavyweight division goes, the rest of boxing follows. So yeah, Tyson Fury saying that, Anthony Joshua is the last top guy of his era is a load of bollocks. Muhammad Ali had 19 title defenses. Do you guys know how many Tyson Fury has had? Yeah, one, against Dillian White. And this is a guy who's claiming that he's the greatest of all time. Tyson Fury claiming he's the greatest of all time with only one title defense. Now, Tyson Fury actually has the ability and to go as the greatest of all time, to go down in the history books as one of the greatest of all time, because he's 6'9", he's a tremendous boxer, he's a big puncher. It's not unreasonable to believe someone who is 6'9" can beat up guys of the past eras because of his size and his skill level. But he doesn't have the resume to back it up. Actions speak louder than words. Look at Lennox Lewis's resume, fought all of the top guys. Ali's resume, fought all of the top guys. Usyk is yet to fight guys like Joe Joyce. He's yet to fight Anthony Joshua. He's yet to fight Alexander Usyk. He's yet to fight Filip Hrgovic, Michael Hunter. He's fought Vladimir Klitschko, Derek Chisora twice, and Deontay Wilder 3 times. Now, he keeps going on about, you know, the Derek Chisora fight is a significant fight, and he'll, be one of the only heavyweight to have fought in 3 trilogies. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but him trying to defend the Derek Chisora fights, the trilogy fight, and compare it to the Deontay Wilder trilogy fight is absolutely laughable, and I'll explain why. Tyson Fury did not want the 3rd fight with Deontay Wilder, not because he's afraid of Deontay Wilder. No, I'm not unreasonable. I'm not going to sit here and become a Wilder fanboy and say, oh, he's scared. He's not scared. He fought the guy 3 times, beat him twice. But he was not up for the Deontay Wilder 3rd fight. You can see it in his eyes when he got knocked down. I believe it was the 1st time. No, it may have been the 2nd time, actually. He kind of rolled his eyes and thought to himself, oh, this is going to be a tough night. I'm going to get through it, but it's going to be a tough night. That's why the arbitration was going on in secrecy whilst he was negotiating with Anthony Joshua, leading the public on to believe, oh, I'm going to fight AJ, and then bang, a trilogy with Wilder. And he didn't want the 3rd fight with Wilder. He thought that he'd done enough in the 2nd fight, and to be fair, he stopped Wilder. He looked very impressive in the 2nd fight, and he wanted to move on from Deontay Wilder because he knows Deontay Wilder is dangerous. I mean, you'd have to be absolutely deluded to compare Deontay Wilder to Derek Chisora. I mean, Wilder is a lot more dangerous than Derek Chisora. No, Derek Chisora is a good pressure fighter in his prime, but he's way past it. I mean, he's borderline punch drunk at this point. He's extremely slurry, and I don't even think it's good for his health to be in there with Tyson Fury for a 3rd time. Whereas Deontay Wilder, he's arguably one of the biggest punchers of all time. So he's always going to be dangerous, and we saw it in the trilogy fight. How many times did Deontay Wilder knock down Tyson Fury over the course of the 3 fights? 2 in the 1st fight and 2 in the 3rd fight. That's 4 knockdowns over 3 fights. Now ask yourself this question. How many times did Derek Chisora knock down Tyson Fury over the 2 fights? Oh, wait. That's what I thought. In no way is Derek Chisora and Deontay Wilder comparable, because at least we know that with Wilder, he's got that one-hitter quitter. He's got that equalizer in the right hand. He's ferocious. He's determined. But with Derek Chisora, he just doesn't have the same ability as Deontay Wilder. He's a lot shorter. He's much limited in what he can do. So yeah, guys, those were just my thoughts on Tyson Fury chatting absolute nonsense once again. In fairness to Fury, he is a great fighter, and I've said multiple times, hear this, Fury fanboys, I've said it over and over again, that this guy has proven so far that he is the best heavyweight in the world, but he needs to do a little bit more if he wants to prove that he is the GOAT. Because like I mentioned, Ali, 19 title defenses, not 9, 19. Fury, 1 against Dylan White. So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Alright, peace.